Hello everybody and welcome to another Sock Money gaming video. I'm very excited to be able to introduce you guys to a game I've been wanting to play for a long time called Call of Cthulhu Dark Corners of the Earth. This game is meant to be one of the better gaming horror videos on the PC, but it's a hidden gem. It went very underrated. In fact, I probably never even heard of it when it was released. I mean, it's been released about 10 years ago now. Made by Head First Games, who are a West Midlands based developer here in the UK, or were, sorry. I don't even know if they're still going. I know that they made this and they made a couple of other games, but one of them was cancelled, so I think a lot of their staff moved on to other developers in the local region. But I'm originally from the West Midlands, and I also love promoting UK talent. So I'm very excited to bring you this. Secondly, I'm also excited because it's a H.P. Lovecraft game, or based upon the works of H.P. Lovecraft. In particular, the novella The Shadow over Innsmouth. Innsmouth, very famous in Lovecraftian literature and lore. So yeah, as an English student as well, Lovecraft, very good. At the pinnacle of decent and good horror. The game is published by Bethesda. Now this isn't... I didn't expect that at all. This doesn't seem to me as a Bethesda game. But it was. They picked it up, so good on them for picking this up and publishing it. So, let's get straight into it. I'm just going to say here and preface this by saying I'm not going to talk over any of the cutscenes. I don't like it when YouTubers do that. I'm here to showcase the game. I'm not here to showcase myself. So the creepy noises go off in the background at the minute, are sometimes catching me off guard. Especially the die. And there it is. On cue. So anyway, yeah, I'm just going to jump straight in. I hope this game turns out to be amazing. I hope you guys enjoy it. Here we go. Difficulty, I'm going to have to go Private Investigator. I can't wimp out. I'm glad it doesn't let me take the other ones, because I might have felt bravado might have pushed me to take those, but let's just go for Private Investigator. Arkham Asylum? Yay.
Now, at my end, I can fully see. My last case opened in me a new fear, a real fear, a fear of myself, of what I am, and of what I've always been. All that I was is now lost. Hope, purpose, pleasure, all meaningless. I now walk in the shadows between worlds, and it is there I have finally glimpsed upon what lives in the dark corners of the earth.
I like the way you smile at me, baby. I like the way you smile at me, baby. So baby.
So here we are in the game. Just going to say here as well, before I started playing the game, a warning actually came up saying that the game will mess with the controls and the effects, and it is not a fault with the game, nor is it my sanity. I hope it does that. I hope that's not just trying to set me up and then it really becomes nothing. I really do hope this game has an effect like that. 6.5 years ago.
Robert. This had better be good. What's the beef?
Sorry, Jack. We had to call. This fellow will only talk to you. Name's Victor Holt.
Don't know any Victor.
He's the leader of this weird cult that moved in here a few months back. Got about 20 followers. They've been causing trouble all over town. Stealing, going through folks' trash, hanging around outside people's homes at all hours. No one ever presses charges, though. They're a screwy bunch. They've got the locals scared. So tonight, we were just passing, you know, doing the normal rounds, when we heard gunshots fired from their property.
Gunshots? Hang on there. No one said anything about gunshots. Who have we got out here?
Yeah, just me, Nichols, and a few new recruits.
Well, that's just great. Lead the way, Robert. I better check out this crazy gang of yours.
Okay, so we're into the game now. As you can see, the game is quite old. It hasn't aged particularly well. I'm not really sure I like water effects on the first-person perspective. It breaks the immersion. It makes me think, well, there's glass there. You know, I'm not actually that person, because when I'm walking in the rain in real life, I certainly don't have those effects on my face and my vision. So I'm not really sure I'm a big fan of those.
Something must be wrong.
Something is wrong. Can you not tell?
Officer Armstrong.
This isn't pathetic fallacy. I don't know what it is.
Wide open here.
It's okay.
Evening, Jack. Glad you could join the freak show.
How's it looking, Henry?
I don't like this one bit, Jack. Check the alley on the right. Victor Holt's over there in the shadows. He's waiting for you.
Can we trust him?
Nope, but we've got you covered. You better take it slowly, though. They're a bit twitchy.
A bit twitchy? A bit fucking twitchy? Okay.
Try to stay calm. You better hurry, Jack.
Could you not shout that in my ear? Thank you. Oh. Damn. Die, you pathetic bastards. You just shot that in my ear, mate, and deafened me. Thanks. I really appreciate that. Did somebody's corpse just fade away? Okay. Hello. So, let's see. There's a way in the house. Indoor shut off. Okay. Oh, I can jump. The game hasn't actually told me any of the controls yet, so that's interesting. Nice fire effect. And here's a letter.
As I continue to translate the narcotic fragments, I become more and more eager to contact my Yithian masters. These beings truly are gods to us. Their intellect and knowledge surpasses ours in ways impossible to comprehend. I know now just how insignificant mankind is in the universe, a doomed and simple species thrown up as a side effect of an experiment by the elder things. It is a blessing that such flawed creatures as ourselves have such a short and limited future.
You have picked up your first journal item. Select the book icon in the interface to study your journal. It may reveal vital clues. When the book icon is grayed out, there are no new entries to read. Where is the book? Apologies that I have to do this. It literally tells you nothing about the controls. Huh? Okay, I still don't understand how to access the journal then. Because there's no book icon flashing. And it didn't tell me anything about that in the controls either. I guess I'll edit this out. Forwards, backwards, straight, left, crouch, jump. Action, inventory. Okay, let's try inventory. Ah, okay, here we go, inventory. My journal and other written documents picked up during investigation. Game time. Not yet available. Evening. I guess I'm becoming a victim of my own success. After closing the last 5 cases so fast, the papers have been calling me a local hero, but I just had a run of lucky hunches, that's all. I'm just another cop doing his job. So there's a disturbance at a local residence. It's probably just a bunch of kids hopped up on moonshine. Why call in a detective? Maybe the uniform boys are sore at being out in this weather, and they want to share the joy with the local hero. It wouldn't be the first good-natured prank I've had to take since those newspaper reports. I don't know though, something doesn't feel right. It's more than just a regular bad feeling. It's hard to explain, but it's strong. I'm probably just tired. Those dreams don't help. I can't remember when I last got a good night's sleep. Must be a month at least. Right about the time I started my run of lucky hunches. The dreams have been getting worse lately. I'm almost afraid to close my eyes. Bourbon helped at first, but not anymore. I think he means bourbon whiskey there, not bourbon biscuits. Bourbon biscuits, oh yes. The lack of sleep must be affecting my nerves. Well, jitters or not, I better get going. A collation of general evidence. So here we go, podium sermon. As I continue to translate the nephotic... Okay. So this is just literally what he read. So, mythos, tones and manuscripts. And okay. So, we have the journal set up now. By the time I do the second episode of this, I'll know how to play the game at
There's
least.
one over there, on the left.
That was a rat. I was like, and that's very dark. Very dark.
It's an old stove.
That one
It's
to
an
the
old
right,
stove.
taking cover. Kill him.
Okay, I can't see a thing in here, so coming out there.
It's locked.
Kill them
It's
all.
locked.
That symbol's strange. Looks almost like a flaming eye. I should take a closer look.
That one to the right, taking cover. Kill him.
Oh, so this is the save game menu. So we have save points. I didn't expect that. I thought I'd be able to save at any point. Glad it taught me that now.
It's locked.
These are all locked. Guess I'm going upstairs.
Kill them all.
What was that growling? Not sure I like the growling sound. I'm gonna die in this game a lot. That growling!
It won't open.
At last. Thank you.
Nice. Hi guys, don't shoot me! Do you know what? It would have been so funny if he literally had shot me in the face. And
An
just
old
went,
wardrobe.
right. Oh god, this is dark. Hey.
Don't shoot. I'm unarmed.
Ah, we've been expecting you, Mr. Wallace.
What the hell was that? That was funny as
Damn.
fuck.
He recognized me. It sounded like he was going to get on the level with what's going on in this joint. A key. This should help downstairs.
Hi guys. Please don't shoot me. You've picked up an inventory item. Open the interface to view this item and its description. Highlight the item, click on it to use it with a character and object or even by itself.
He's dead. Looks like a bad case of lead poisoning.
Aha!
What a nut house. The walls have been covered with glyphs.
Oh my god, this is so dark. So dark. Why are all these dead?
Poisoning by the looks of it.
Oh, typical cultist then.
I can't open it. He's dead. They're all dead.
Why is my vision really hazy?
Poison appears to have been on the menu.
Is this like amnesia? Is it like a sanity meter kind of thing? You know, if I look at things that are a bit creepy a bit too long,
Suicide. Or rather, mass suicide. These nuts had some serious issues.
Okay, yeah, it's finished when I come out of that room, so... Let's save again.
It's locked.
Yep, let's overwrite that.
It's locked.
Oh, right, yes. As you keep reminding me.
It's the wrong key.
It's the wrong key. Well, any indications to which door it may open?
It's unlocked.
This one. Hello? Housekeeping. Photos. Who's still shooting out the house, considering they all died upstairs? Another key. Library.
Another key. This should fit the door across the hall.
Oh.
I don't understand. I mean, all of these photos. All of them. There must be some kind of mistake. Why would they want me here? It must be an old case. Something I've forgotten. Some screwball with a grudge, maybe. Think. I've gotta think.
You do. You have to think. I don't know.
What
So
the
far-
hell is going on? It seems they've been tracking my movements.
You're famous, Jack.
It's unlocked.
By the way, the voice acting in this game has been a bit questionable. The guy outside, very nasal. Hello? That moan sounded like one of ecstasy. Just saying. Still sounds like one of ecstasy.
It appears to be a private study area. It appears to be a private study area. It appears to be a private study area.
So you can pick up the document. Thank you. Okay, the Boston Globe. Enlightened or duped, inside Boston's strangest church. Those of our readers who live near its headquarters in an ordinary-looking Boston residence will need no introduction to the Fellowship of Yith, or whatever the cult's name is. For those who have not encountered this mysterious, semi-religious group before, a few words of explanation are necessary. Since our country's founding upon the basis of religious freedom, its shores have been home to many small religious groups outside the mainstream. No small number are headquartered in the states of New England, where the Pilgrims themselves sought a new world free of religious persecution. But the question must be asked, at what point does a religion become a cult and its trusting adherents, not to mention its blameless neighbours, become victims? That is the question of this journal poses in regard to the Fellowship of Yith. In a month-long investigation, our intrepid reporters have diligently sought out the truth behind this so-called church. Its origins are somewhat mysterious, the more so since the group's leaders declined to be interviewed or to assist our investigation in any way. However, it seems that the Fellowship was founded more than 20 years ago by one Victor Holt, based on a revelation he had received from beyond the confines of this world. Holt has not been seen for almost 6 years. His followers apparently believe that he is communing with the mysterious powers behind his faith, and that he is shortly to return with new insights and teachings. All this sounds like a harmless, if eccentric, spiritual group, little different from many others. However, those who make their homes near to the Fellowship's headquarters tell a different, more sinister story. There's a lot of reading in this game. The adherents of this obscure sect are to be found loitering on the street corners, casting menacing glances at their innocuous neighbours, and frequently engaging in acts of petty crime, which the local police seem powerless to prevent or redress. Strange lights have been observed burning in the windows of the old house at all hours of the day and night. They change colour unpredictably and cast weird, unintelligible shadows. Even more disturbing are the noises which have been heard to issue from within the mysterious building, telling me that moaning. Ooh. They include chanting, unearthly music, and, worst of all, screams like those of lost souls in agony. Many of the sect's neighbours are convinced that its services include human sacrifice or similar atrocities. Those few who dared complain to the police were told that because the house is private property, and because there is no concrete evidence of any wrongdoing, the most they can do is file a noise complaint. Are the horrors of Salem being reenacted in our city more than 2 centuries on? Is this Fellowship of Yith engaging in unspeakable and criminal acts of worship involving torture and sacrifice? Why is nothing being done to ease the fear and distress they cause to the local community. A source within the police department, speaking on the condition of the anonymity, tell the Globe that the Fellowship is suspected of involvement in a number of local crimes, but so far the lack of evidence and the reluctance of nervous witnesses to come forward have thwarted any official investigation. Very well, we say. Where the police cannot or will not investigate, the Globe should continue to act in the interest of Boston citizens, fearlessly exposing the truth about this so-called church and its followers. Our findings will be published in these pages over the following months, so that all may know the truth. Editor's note. It is with great sorrow that the Globe announces the death of reporter Howard Addlestone, who was leading the paper's investigation into the Fellowship of Yig, it was Yith, when he apparently drowned in Boston Harbor. The coroner has ruled out his death as suicide. Our condolences go out to his family.
The door holds an ancient manuscript. The symbols on the front seem to be written in classical Greek.
Okay, so that wasn't even the document I was meant to read. There's a lot of reading in this game, but I think it's going to be necessary. It is meant to be an investigation, so I am going to try and read all the documents. I apologise if some people find that a little bit boring, but I think it's going to have to be necessary. So here we go, so Narcotica. This manuscript looks medieval, but claims to be a translation from classical Greek, of a far older work from before the time of the first humans. The pages are stained, faded, and even burned in some places, making reading difficult. The legible sections tell the history of unthinkably distant antiquity. They speak of races so strange as to be beyond human comprehension, and wars fought across vast gulfs of time and space. There are concepts so utterly alien that they sound like absolute madness. Time travel, flying polyps, mental projection, great race of Yeth. It makes you dizzy just to read it.
There are definitely some strange sounds coming from this side of the room.
That mirror effect. Oh, I seem to have fallen down some kind of little hole. Okay, apologies for the little jump in the video that there's going to be at this point. The game crashed, and it took me ages to get past the crashing point. I patched it. There's no official patch that tries to patch out some of these issues. Unfortunately, that didn't work. Apologies for the heavy breathing as well. But yes, so I had to do a very strange workaround to actually get past that point, which I've managed now, so I'm going to continue and apologise for the delay that scared the fuck out of me.
Well, that's just swell.
The breathing's a bit much. I will admit the breathing is a bit much.
He's dead. The beam must have fallen and crushed his skull.
Nice. Let's hope it doesn't do the same to me, eh? Like that one. Hello?
This sink would be used for scrubbing up.
There's dead bodies.
Dead bodies, and plenty of them. Something dreadful has been going on down here.
If any of these get up on the screen.
In all my time on the job, I've never seen anything like this before. Seems like these cabinets are used for storing chemicals and medical equipment.
Wow, is it dark.
Good God! What the hell is all this?
Do you know what? I think it wants me to press this big button.
Ah! It's too hot to pick up. Oh, shit!
Okay, so I've tortured somebody. To death. Sorry about that. That teaches
There's no
me.
power. The crystal's still warm.
So I had to, obviously, to get past that. Will be a puzzle object. Okay, that goes down. Where does this other door go? Locked, maybe? God, it was so dark. Oh, there is no door over here. It looked like there was. That's really dark. If
This tunnel feels like it's gonna collapse at any moment.
If the game is too dark, I will turn it up for the next video. Apologies. Actually, yeah, I'll just turn it up anyway because I just feel like it's a little bit dark. Yes, okay.
It's too hot to touch. I think it's being used as a power source for the machine.
The sounds coming from that pit are not very pleasant.
There's no power.
Of course, why would there be? Luckily, here's one I made earlier. Wait, something else over here. Quick.
What the hell is that?
Don't even want to know, Jack. Don't even want to know. That's a portal. Oh, hello. What is that coming through it, though? Two of them. You're creepy. You're very creepy.
It's been more than 6 years since I entered that strange house in Boston. But to me, it was just 5 months ago. Amnesia, the doctors called it, probably brought on by acute mental stress. I remember investigating the far side of the library. There was screaming. According to the police report, they had searched the house for hours, only to find me later collapsed on the floor. When my eyes opened and I spoke, my colleagues recoiled in fear. There was something unnatural in my voice and blank gaze. They committed me to Arkham Asylum, where I was diagnosed with severe schizophrenia. As it became clear that I presented no danger to either myself or others, I was released from the asylum's care. I have learned little of my activities in the 6 years that followed. The accounts I've been able to piece together show much of my time was spent in travel and study. I maintained a fanatical infatuation with the occult, delving deep into volumes concerning witch cults and dark legends, often in languages unfamiliar to my own. When I reawakened 5 months ago, exactly 6 years after entering that house in Boston, no trace was left of what had been a secondary personality. I was myself again, or at least what I believed myself to be. Return to normal life has been a painful process. In recent days, my dreams have been plagued by cosmic landscapes, and I've become fearful of my own reflection. I'm beginning to remember things from that day, more than 6 years past, that I've told no one else. Jack Walters.
Hello, Mr. Walters. My name's Arthur Anderson. I need your help finding a missing person.
I don't take that kind of job.
Did you get my package?
Hold on. What exactly do you want from me, Mr. Anderson?
It's one of my store managers, you see. Brian's his name. Brian Burnham. Nice lad. He disappeared recently from the First National grocery store in Innsmouth.
Innsmouth? Never heard of it.
It's a small fishing town on the coast, not far from Arkham. I'd like to see you in person before you leave.
Hold on there a minute. I didn't agree to take this what the hell? I'll be here all day anyway.
So, okay. Night. I have a new client, Mr. Arthur Anderson, the regional manager of the First National grocery store chain. It appears that the First National Grocery in Innsmouth was recently burglarized, and its manager, one Brian Burnham, is missing. From what I have been able to gather, Burnham is something of a young rogue. A friend of the family, Mr. Anderson, gave him the job as a favour. Burnham is looking like the prime suspect for the robbery, but there are a few things that don't add up, not to Anderson and not to me. For instance, why would Burnham force an entry into the store when he had a full set of keys, free access to the cash register, and the combination to the back office safe? To misdirect any investigation? If that was his plan, why did he disappear? Following my conversation with Mr. Anderson, I found out what I could about the ancient town of Innsmouth. For generations, the crumbling seaport and its people have been shunned by neighbouring communities. Outsiders are unwelcome there, and there are superstitious tales of a strange element in the town's oldest families. They are of mixed blood, so the stories go. Whatever that's supposed to mean, the usual Hicktown prejudice, no doubt. After making a brief visit to Innsmouth, my client came away distrustful of the local authorities. He isn't buying their line that Burnham robbed the place and wants to know what happened to him. Only one bus goes to Innsmouth, and tomorrow afternoon I'll be on it. It feels good to have a purpose after 5 months trying to break through my amnesia. I also feel a little apprehensive. Maybe it's the wild stories about the town, or maybe it's just because I haven't had a case in so long. Okay, right, well, it's just saved, so I'm going to leave that here, because it's gone a bit longer than I thought. Obviously, the crash issue kind of forced that a little bit. So far, the game's a little bit flat, you know, there's nothing really. I'm hoping it picks up. This game does get very good reviews. It is meant to be an underrated gem, so I am going to give it its full chance to kind of impress me and to impress you guys. So I'll see what happens with that as we progress. But thanks for watching, guys, and I will be back shortly with a new video.